I am back. I am back on my channel, which means sky watching is game on again. Let me put my phone down. I'm getting ready to work outside. It's only 9 a.m. in the morning. But hello to everybody. It's been a 3-month wait on my channel. I'm back. I was banned for 3 months for copywriting of music and all that good stuff. Well, we're going to be really careful in the future for streaming on my primary channel. There will be no music in the future here. I'm going to be so careful, even when I do the KGRA stuff. Make sure I don't have no ads running. The main thing is that we are back. So sky watching is back on schedule. Now this week, I don't plan on doing any sky watches. Next week, game on. We're back. That's it. I'm going all out. Forget about gaming. Forget about all this other stuff that I was doing on my other channel. That was pretty much a time kill. I was waiting for this to come back. Now, the second phase of this, for the sky watching, which is really important, and I'm wearing my bummy old Iron Maiden shirts because I'm getting ready to work out here. And I've got like 35 of these Iron Maiden shirts going way back. Some of them I won't touch because they're in such great shape. Some of them, like these, are worn out and beat up. This might even be a tour shirt. I think it is. I think it's from 5 years ago, something like that. Matter of Life and Death album, CD. But just to give you guys an idea about what I've been doing out here, because I am planning to do another treat today by myself, which is kind of crazy. So I'm going to show you the work I've done so far. It looks amazing. When I look at it, I'm going in my pool today, all day. It's going to be like 95 here in upstate New York. So I plan on going in the pool like all day, not be bothered. Let's see who's in there. T Black. I wish I could come help other people. I really do. It's just good to be back on my channel. You don't know. This was like a torture for 3 months. Not being able to be on my channel. You know what that's like? And I don't know if everybody knows about it, but they should. YouTube is getting really strict. I mean, you hear about the stories of they're pulling people's channels because of their content. Well, I don't have those worries because all I do is skywatch. I'm not here to spread conspiracy. I'm here to do real observation of the sky, whether it's natural phenomenon, man-made, or something else. And even if I did see something unusual in the sky, I'm not going to claim it to be a UFO alien craft. All I'm going to do is just say, I don't know what it is. Unidentified aerial phenomenon, because I won't go there. I will never go there unless I saw something land in my backyard. Now that YouTube has some quirks with this app. I may have to reinstall YouTube on my phone. It just stopped and then I had to restart it. But the main objective is getting rid of these dead trees that you always see in my view to my north, which is right here in my backyard where I'm pointing, which I'll in a minute. Now that I roll my own cigarettes and I know I gotta stop smoking, I don't smoke much. Matter of fact, we're gonna put that out. Now I'm gonna show you what's going on here. So I'm gonna change the camera angle. Okay, camera's changed. So I had to get this rope. This is 310 pound rope. Well, I don't have to worry about these trees. They're dead. These trees are dead. I'll show you now. I gotta move slowly. These trees are dead. They've been dead. There's no leaves. These gotta come down. Yeah, the buffering, I know. So I'm taking the middle one down today. That leaner, I'm gonna need help with. because I'm going to have to get up on a ladder and cut it from the top in sections, tie it up, and have it pulled down because my shed is right there. But look what I did. I cleaned all this up. This is completely clean now. I took all my stuff down yesterday. And I took all the trees that were laying in there and right in there. They're gone. Look how empty it looks. Then I did this. I had to clean all. Let me put my glasses on. It's super bright out here. I can't even see. I cleaned this whole area out. Look at this. All that shrubbery is gone. So I can get to these trees. This leaner is going to be another one I'm going to have to get help with because it's just too risky for my pool and my house right here and the pool. This is a serious leaning tree. But again, I can get people to help me. I'll get up on the 20-foot ladder, cut it midsection, tie some rope to those upper branches and have them pull away from my house. So those like that I can't touch. That's a leaner too, leaning toward my house. So I can't touch that one. This guy is going down today. Not that one, not this guy, but that middle one. Now it is kind of leaning, but it leans back. What I got to do is I've got to get my, which I have in my shed. Oh, it's locked. Rats. I got to come along in there. I'm going to tie the rope to a tree all the way over there on the opposite end. And I'm going to tie the rope way up there. Then do the hinging. Now the hinging may not work on these trees. And those who cut trees know what hinging is. But I don't know if the hinging is going to work necessarily because those are dead trees. It should still hold. But then I'm going to take an additional rope. After I do a come along, I'm going to put another rope so I could pull it as well as the tension on the come along. But the thing is, this is really a two-man job because somebody needs to be doing the wedges on the tree and cutting slowly. But you don't want the tree to come down. You want it to come down with the come along on the pulley and pulling it down. Which I have so much property on my neighbor's side to pull this tree down. But it's risky by yourself. So I don't know necessarily if I might do this today by myself. But I'm so dying to get rid of these trees. So that's what I've been doing. But if you could see, this is all clear now. All this is cleared out. I took a lot of trees already out. I can show you where I cut from. And this guy's got to come down too, but that's on his property. So he's responsible for that. I'm saving us thousands of dollars of taking the trees that I already took down. This was a big tree I took down right here. I got to get there. This was a monster. I took that one down already. And that was a leaner. You could actually see which way it was leaning. Toward my house. So that was an issue. Then, let me open up my gate here. And this is his property. This is my neighbor's property, which I have a very, very, very good relationship with. I cut that one down, up there. I had to cut it high because of the fence. I had to take this fence off. So I cut that one. I cut this one that was a leaner, going that way. And you can see where it's all depressed, where the tree fell. Because I had to make sure it didn't hit my shed. So that was taken down. So I took 3 trees down already. And I cleared the whole area. You can see how nicely I cleared all the brush away. I took a few branches off of this guy. But I don't want to take the weight off the right side because that, believe it or not, might be holding this tree up. Because she's leaning toward my pool, right above. She's right over my pool. So this is a major job, but this is on his property. So he's responsible for removing this tree. I'm saving us a ton of money by removing these, because these are on our property line. So that's the plan, at least. And I've got so much property to work with here to bring these trees down. Look at this. This has to be 200 feet from here to the other side. And then I have those trees on that side for the pulley, for the come along. The only thing is, I'm going to need help. I know it. I can't do this by myself. And I cleared all this out yesterday. There was a tent here with all the chairs and fire pit. So I cleared this whole area out yesterday. And the pool, I mean, I bet you the pool is still hot. And I keep a very clean pool. Look how clean my pool is. You can see the bottom so clear. So look at the temperature. It is boiling over here. And it's what, September 4th? The water is 76. 76 on September 3rd. So you know Bill's going to be in this pool all day. I hear the Cardinals. I got to feed him. Let me put that. Water is warm. That's a 5-foot deep pool. Let me get in the shade. It's brutal. Let me turn the camera around. Let's see what everybody's saying here. Okay, I missed it. Anyway, the main focus of this was to do this little quick stream. Is to show that I could stream again on my channel. Good to be back, I tell you. And to see all the faces that didn't know about my gaming channel. And hello to Dagger. Who else is there? Elise. I can't see. Ready to hit hot fire. I seen him on the other channel. And Genghis has been around. I hope you all have a great day. So I'm contemplating if I should try to attempt to take this tree down by myself, because I can't be running from the come along to the tree. I may just wait till I get help, because that's risky. All right, Ron, cool. I got it. So yeah, that's it. And this rope is, I have 3 of them. They're 100 feet long. They're, if you could see it, 310 pound, which is enough for those trees because they have no leaves. So you could see they got 310 pound right there, and they're 100 foot long. And I've got 1, 2, 3. So 300 foot rope to go for my pull come along, and then another rope will be to pull the tree down, to help pull it down. So this, like I said, this is going to be at least a 2 to 3 man job to bring the rest of these trees down. But I said I was going to take these trees down, and I am keeping my word. Yeah, I got to be careful. Trust me, Mom is absolutely going insane of me doing this. Yeah, you want to see the property? I'll show you a little bit of it. I've done this before, but so the gazebo, everything's got to come down in here in a couple of weeks. My table, my tiki bar. That's where my stereo is, where my wires here going to the speakers so I could listen to music while I'm in my pool. I gotta have my rock and roll. My neighbors must think I'm insane because I play air guitar, air drums in there. I go nuts. So Mom's got a lot of her plants. You can see the Rose of Sharon's. I'm trying to move slow because I know it's going to buffer. And this place got twisted from all the tree work, but there's a lot of Rose of Sharon's in there. You can see the flowers, different colors. They're all in there. Mom loves her gardening. That's her thing. But that's good. It keeps her busy. Then I got to take these out. The zappers, they got to be cleaned. I bet you there's a lot of stuff in there. These work really good, by the way. So look at all the Rose of Sharon's coming. And then over here, the sunflower plant. Because when I feed the birds, the sunflowers fall on the ground, and you can see the plant grew. And there's another one back there. So, pretty much, I built this pad. This was where my original pool was. But I had to take it down because it was not legal. That's why I had to move the pool for permits. You don't know what I went through for that. I have no idea. They made me go through heck to put the pool in the proper place, location. So this is where the old pool was. And then I made this slate, this little area for all the tables and chairs. And then my pump is here, which is running underground, which I did with the piping to over there. And then the electrical is going from that box underground, which I did, all the way around the house. And this is the side of the house. So that's the side. That's all the bedrooms on that side. So this is the side of the house. And you can see I live around the wooded areas. And when I do my sky watch, you always see those trees. Because this is looking north. So those are the trees that I got to get rid of. And that's why I'm on a mission. Before at least December with the Geminids. Because this is going to be an issue. And these trees, look at this. You got a widowmaker up there, stuck. That's dangerous. That is severe danger. But now it's not so dangerous because it's going to come straight down. But so yeah, this is a lot of work. And then I got to get prepared to, I started bringing in, all my solar lights are gone. I brought them in yesterday. Over 100, all over the property. Then my friend found this piece of driftwood. My mom refinished it for him. Looks like a dragon's head. And mom finished it for him. He's going to pick it up in a month. So mom stained it, urethaned it. It looks really nice, actually, compared to when he brought it here. It was nasty looking. So yeah, I got my swing here. That's where it's going to stay. I got to put it back up for the winter. I'm already getting ready because I don't like waiting for the last minute. I'm a person that's OCD-ish on preparation. I do not like to be waiting for the last minute to do anything. It's not my style. So there you go. Let me see what everybody's writing. Saw an amazing cut down. I didn't read that. I wish I did. Let me put this phone down so I could read what you guys are saying. And girls, somebody say something so I can read what was just posted. Because I couldn't see it. But it's back. That's the main part here. Good to be back on my channel. Oh my God. So, yep. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to attempt to do this tree by myself. Let's see. The size of those trees, I would have a pro. Just drop them and then cut the things up myself. No, I've done big trees. Like I said, if you know what you're doing, which I do with cutting trees, it's really not that difficult. The difficulty is making sure that she swings down the right way you want it to go. Now, you have to look it up. YouTube has videos for it. You can learn. It's called, what's it called again? I don't know the name because I'm so used to doing it. Hinging. You cut. Let me put the camera this way. Let's find something I could use an example. It's really not that hard. It's not rocket science. Say this is a tree trunk on the bottom. You cut down at an angle into the wood, 1/3 of the trunk's width. You cut down at about a 60-degree angle this way. Then you cut up at about a 30-degree angle this way. So you're leaving a wedge like this on one side of the tree. Then you cut from the back about an inch or two above that. What that does, when you cut in, you're going to leave like an inch in between the tree here. That's what they call the hinge. So when the tree breaks, it's actually going to, first of all, break to the side that you had that gap. Secondly, that hinge is going to hold the tree in place until where I got the come-along pulley on the top of the tree and I've got it tight. It will bring that tree down by the tension to that side. You cannot go wrong because the pulley, the come-along, is pulling the tension on this rope to bring the tree down. The question is, on the other side, I got to put, which right here I bought another one. These right here. You got to put these on the side that you cut, and you got to hammer them in because that's going to prevent the tree from going back on you. So you've got to put a bunch of these shims. I have 3 of them now. I had to buy another one. I have 2 others. You have to put them around the back side and hammer them in with a sledgehammer. So, there, right? It looks like a piece of cheese. It does. So, if you know what you're doing, I could topple that tree within 2 feet of where I want it to go. First of all, if the tree had leaves on it, I would get up on a ladder and start trimming down all those leaves, those branches, because that's where the weight is of the tree. You want to get rid of many branches as you can to lessen the weight on that tree. because that's going to determine which way she's going to fall. Like, the leaves are still on these trees. I'm not touching that until November, because that's going to give the weight to go no matter what I do. Even if I use the pulley, a lean is a lean. The weight is still going to be going that way. What's going to happen, even if you try to cut it that way, yeah, she's going to slightly come to your side, but the weight is going to bring it down. It's gravity. It's science. It might come a little bit over with the pulley, but basically that tree is coming, boop, down. That's not going to help. So what you got to do is you got to get as high as you can, and I've got a tree pruner, pole saw thing with the 25-foot ladder, but I need help because I'm not getting up on a ladder with somebody not on the bottom. You can cut a lot of those branches down, but first the main thing is letting those leaves come down. That's why somebody said they wait till December to cut trees down, because he's waiting for the leaves. He's waiting for it to be clear so he could cut some branches. But since those trees are dead and I don't have no leaves on them, that's not a big issue. So let's see, what are they saying? Behind the house. I live in the foothills, and that's doing hit almost straight up. I can't. See, now, that's the thing. You guys don't know, but I've had so many trees fall around my property. When we had the tornado 3 months ago, one came this close, literally, from destroying my house. Right there. Right on the side of the property. This close. The tree was hanging over my house. They thought I was insane. They said, oh, you got to get a pro. I took that tree down myself with help. With people with ropes, pulling it away from the house, me cutting up. It can be done, but you need help. And you got to know what you're doing, because you're risking your house. You're risking your life. I've seen videos of people trying to cut a tree. They're on the tree and they're cutting. The tree slides off, hits them, breaks them in the leg. You got to be careful. This is not just like, oh, okay, I'm going to cut a tree today and I'll be fine. This is dangerous. It is dangerous. I'm not going to lie. But that's why a lot of people, and I've seen this, it's like unbelievable. They cut a tree right through. Right through. What happens when you cut a tree right through? That slides. It can slide anywhere off. You don't know where that tree is going to go because you just cut right through it. All it is it's on top of its trunk, and it could slip right off. That's dangerous. That's stupid. Never cut a tree right through. You always want to do, unless it's a really thin tree. But when you're talking a tree like these, you have to do that hinging. You have to cut into the tree and at a 30-degree angle up. Not so much, not drastic, slight, about a 30-degree angle up to meet where you cut into the tree. And you're only doing a third of the tree width. Then on the other side, you're going to cut 2 inches above it. So it's going to leave 2 inches where you create that hinge of wood. That's why they call it a hinge. Oh, matter of fact, I'll show you what a hinge is. I got the evidence, like, oh, I cut them off. I can't show you because I cut it. That stinks. I could show you on another tree, like an example of what a hinge is, but you can look it up. You can look it up on YouTube and you'll see what I'm talking about. But hinging is the most important thing. And before you even start cutting that tree, which I got to get my come along, I'm going to tie this tree up to another tree and have the tension on it. So even if I start cutting and I cut a little bit too much on the backside, as long as there's tension there, that tree won't fall backward because the come along pulley is holding it up. The risk is it could slide and it could break another way. That can always happen. So this is really something that you got to take a lot of time. You got to be really careful when you're doing it. And like I said, I've done many trees. So I'm not too concerned, but I don't think I'm going to do this by myself today. I can tell you that. It's just too risky. Even though, and it's a little breezy, which you don't want any, there's not too much breeze. You don't want any wind. What you do want is a wind going in favor of the direction you want it to come down, but there's no wind right now. I'm looking up and I'm trying to show you and the camera's not See, there's no wind right now. See, this is a scary tree right here. There's wires right in there. I cannot touch those trees. See, now this one, that middle one is the one I got to take down first because this branch is in the way. I can't get it down. Am I on? So I have to take that middle one down first. And it looks like it's slightly leaning toward my house. Let's see. It is. See? It's slightly leaning. But it's got some branches on the side that needs to come down. Now here's another risk. If I tie it, I'm going to have to tie it way up. So I'm going to have to get on a ladder, get up there, and throw a rope all the way up there, which I'll put a rock, a big rock or brick on the end of the rope and throw it over that. And then I've got to walk all the way over there and tie it to a tree. I can't come this way because that tree is too much to the right. I could theoretically, but then I'm risking it leaning toward the house. So I don't want to do that. Then I got to keep it away from this tree coming down, this leaner. So I'm going to have to cut up somewhere in the middle right there, high, so I don't get caught by these other trees. So this is something you got to like really look at. See how she's right up? She's leaning now from this side. She's leaning straight toward this side, this middle one. See it? Most of her weight is coming this way. So that's good. So like I said, once I tie her up and get her on the pulley and do the hinge right about there, the pulley's gonna pull her. I could bring this tree down by the pulley itself, the come along. It'll snap her because that rope is 300-pound plus. I still gotta cut into the tree, of course, to get her to give. But like I said, you don't want the tree to free fall. You want to be able to bring it down by pulling it. Oh, there's the moon. There's the moon right there. So like I said, this is something you take your time. You have to do all your, it's almost like mathematical. You have to really figure out your plan. See, this one is not a big tree. It looks worse than it is. It really does. But that leaner, now the leaner is actually going toward the middle here. That's bad. Only because my shed is there. If my shed wasn't there, I'd take this tree straight down. Because it's leaning away from his house and away from that house. But because it's those upper branches would take out my shed completely. Can't do it. So I'm gonna have to cut that up and bring her down with ropes. And again, come along to those ropes and swing her to his property. These guys right here. They're really not that bad. It looks worse than it is. The problem is getting up there on the ladder. That's the problem. I can do it. I've done it before. So that's the bad one right here, the leaner. Look how that tree is leaning. That's the scary one right there. So that one, if I can't do it, he's paying for it. He told me already. Because this is the property line. These trees are on the property line. By taking these three down, I'm saving us about $2,000. Easy. Easy. So, yeah. It costs a lot of money to take down a tree. A lot of money. And that's firewood. That's prime firewood for me. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But I don't think I'm going to I don't think I'm going to tackle that on by myself. As I just said, it's too risky. It's too big of a tree to handle by myself. Because I need a couple of guys to be pulling on ropes beside the come along to help bring it down. So I'm not touching it. I've changed my mind. I'll just enjoy the pool. But anyway, the main focus, like I said, of this stream, and there's my I know. Believe me, I know. They're not going to be nowhere near the tree when it comes down. They get the ropes. That's why I got a 100-foot rope. And like I said, I took a couple down Friday with a friend. It's not, like I said, it's not as bad as it seems. And like I said, I've done it on other trees around my property. But I really appreciate your consideration and advice about getting a pro. But like I said, I'm not going to handle something that I know I can't. And that leaner is one that I don't think I'm touching. And this guy right here, I'm not touching. These two trees, I'm not touching. That and the leaner, no way. These straight up guys coming down, no problem. This I won't touch. No way. That's got professional. It needs to climb up and cut it down and rope it down branch by branch. These I could take down. That I'm not touching. But that leaner, no way. It's too risky. Even I know when to say no. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that crazy. But I appreciate what you're saying. And like I said, you're not going to stand with the ropes close to the tree when that tree comes down. You're going to be far away. That's why I've got this 100-foot rope. They're not going to be near the tree when it comes down. And they'll be off to the sides. So the tree doesn't come down, again, with the hinging. The tree doesn't come down like, boop. It comes down slowly. You could actually, it almost looks like slow motion coming down when the tree comes down. It's almost like a slow motion thing if you do it right. And I've had a lot of practice with this hinging stuff. So there you go. Yes, but again, you see, I get the cracking. Here's the thing though. When you have that tree, and yes, it could crack. I'm not going to have it split in the middle. That's not going to happen. When you do the hinging and you got the rope tied high, it's going to bring the tree down. What you risk is where you tie it on the top. You don't want it to be too thin on the top because that could crack and snap. Then you're in trouble. So you got to get it where it's somewhat strong to hold that rope up. You want to have a nice trunk, something almost looks like this, to tie the rope around. If you try to do anything thinner, it could snap. The branch could snap. Then you're in trouble. So again, it's a matter of common sense. It's really a matter of common sense. It's not that hard. Now, like I said, I wouldn't take on a tree with a lot of leaves right now, obviously, or a leaning tree, because those are dangerous. Because you don't know. You just don't know. Even you can't hinge those because the weight is going in one direction. But look it up. Look it up on YouTube. You'll see what I'm talking about hinging a tree, how to cut a hinge in a tree. Look it up. It's not that, like I said, it's not rocket science. I mean, I've done things around my property that people say, get a professional. I did all the electrical work for my pool. I did all the plumbing work for my pool. I've built this house. I used to be, when I was younger, doing contracting work. I have skills with my hands. I rebuilt this property myself. A tree is nothing compared to some of the stuff I've done. I replaced part of this roof after a storm. I laid concrete down in front of my house, practically the whole driveway. This pool, see this pool? I put that pool up by myself. I put this pool up by myself. No one helped me. I put this pool up. I dug it down to let her. I put the wiring at the base going around, the copper wire going underground to go to my pump to do the proper coating for electrical, for, God forbid, electrocution. I built this pool by myself. Do you know how much it would have cost for a professional to do this? Try about $8,000. And I did it for about $2,000 with the stuff I needed to buy. And the inspectors were amazed. They couldn't believe it, that I built this by myself. So a tree to me is peanuts compared to some of the stuff I've done. That's just my own personal perspective on this. And I've taken down many trees. I could show you how many trees I've taken down on my property that were bigger than those. Bigger. First of all, I topped off all these trees here. You can see how high they go. I took them all down. From the top, cut them down. Why? Because I wanted my pool to get sun. That's first of all. Secondly, this is the one for the tornado that almost destroyed my house. Well, you can't see it. It's back there. It was a massive tree. The trunk is back there somewhere. That sucker was leaning over my house. And you can ask anybody who was here when that happened how they couldn't believe how I took that tree out. With their help, of course. Then you have this tree. Right here. This sucker. Look at the size of this guy. You want to see a big tree? Those trees are peanuts compared to this. Look at this. And I had to take it down at an angle so it wouldn't hit my house. Right here. And there's a wire right above. So I had to be really careful with this one. And that was a leaner. And that was a leaner. Worse. And then, I gotta watch Mom's plants. And then, there's this guy in the corner. That was a big threat to my property. Right there. Look at the size of this one. So those trees, look at the size of this tree. Look at the size of this tree. That was leaning toward my house. That one. Look at the size of the table on top of the trunk. So you think I'm worried about those trees? One by one, when I've done trees like this? I don't think so. Now, am I concerned? Of course. Am I naive and not prepared? No. Because I've done it before. If this was my first tree, I can understand. But I've done bigger and worse. So these don't intimidate me at all. The one that's intimidating me is that leaner. That lean and this one. Look at the lean on that. And there's a wire in the woods here. I won't touch it. I will not touch that. That's a professional. Look, there's a wire in the woods. See the wire? I am not touching that tree. He's going to pay for that. Take that down. I am not touching that tree. And I'm not touching that leaner. But I can do those others. Those are easy. They don't even have leaves on them. So that's what I mean. Not to try to make my case any stronger than it already is, but... And I really take people's advice. But it's not like I haven't done it before. And I just showed you the evidence of trees that I've taken down. And if you talk to Ronald that was here, or some of the people that come on the Skywatch, they witnessed it firsthand, me taking a tree down when we had the tornado here. And thank God they were here to help me. Because I could not have done it without them. No way. Anyway, I'm done with the stream. The main focus here was not about trees. Was to say that we're back on my normal channel. That was the main focus. So we're back. 3 months. Banned. Whatever. Temporarily. Well, I'm back today. As of today, it starts. So sky watching is coming back. Anyway, everybody, have a great day. Be well, be blessed, be safe. Prayers for those in the Gulf Coast that may be impacted by the hurricane. Excuse me. Hopefully it won't be a high impact storm. Yeah, they're going to get a lot of rain. The problem is those poor people that live in Louisiana, who might get a lot of rain and flooding because they live in a below sea level zone, which makes no sense to me. Where you have all these big storms coming in all the time, these hurricanes, right? And they fuel in the Gulf, and I still cannot comprehend why they would keep people living in an area where it's below sea level, and you try to build all these barriers, and I don't know. I don't get it. But I want to thank everybody who was here for the few minutes. I know it's early in the morning for some, really early. But we'll be back. We'll do a Skywatch soon. I'll probably say next week, because got a lot of work to do around the property. I want to enjoy the heat while it lasts, because the pool's going to get closed down real soon. So we'll definitely be doing some Skywatches soon. So until then, God bless everybody. Be well. And I'll see everybody again soon. So take care, everybody. I'm out.